3,400 years ago, God handed Moses a list, not the Ten Commandments, a different list, one that most people skip right over when they read the Bible. It was a list of animals that the Israelites were forbidden to eat, and for centuries, scholars dismissed it as ancient superstition, primitive ritual, outdated religious rules that made no sense in the modern world. Then something happened. In 1835, a medical student named James Paget was dissecting a human cadaver in London, and he noticed something strange in the muscle tissue. Tiny white specks, like grains of sand embedded in the flesh. He had no idea what they were. Neither did anyone else. It took another 25 years before scientists finally identified those white specks. They were parasitic worms, coiled up, waiting, worms that had been transmitted to this person from pork. And when researchers started digging deeper, they found something that should give you chills. Every single animal on God's forbidden list, everyone, carries diseases, parasites, or toxins that modern science now confirms are dangerous to humans. Coincidence? I don't think so, and by the end of this video, neither will you. Now, before we go any further, let me be clear about something. This video is not about telling you what to eat. I'm not here to judge your diet or make you feel guilty about last night's bacon. What I am here to do is show you something most people have never seen: the science behind these ancient laws. Because when you understand what these animals actually do, how they feed, how they live, what they carry inside their bodies, you'll never look at them the same way again. And here's what's crazy. We're not talking about obscure medical theories. We're talking about peer-reviewed research, CDC reports, FDA warnings. The same government agencies that regulate your food supply today are confirming what was written in Leviticus over 3,000 years ago. So, let's start with the one everyone knows, the one that's caused more controversy than any other animal on the list. Let's talk about pork. But first, we need to understand the context. In Leviticus chapter 11, God gives Moses detailed instructions about which animals the Israelites could eat and which ones they couldn't. And he doesn't just say, "Don't eat this." He gives them a system, a set of criteria to identify clean and unclean animals. For land animals, the rule was simple. 2 requirements. The animal must have a completely split hoof, and it must chew the cud. Cud-chewing animals, cows, sheep, goats, deer, they have a unique digestive system. 4 stomach chambers that break down plant material over and over again. It's called rumination, and it's incredibly efficient at processing food and filtering out toxins. But here's where it gets interesting. The pig has a split hoof. It looks like it should qualify, but it doesn't chew the cud. It has a simple, single-chamber stomach, like ours, and that distinction, that one biological difference, changes everything. You see, pigs are omnivores. They'll eat anything, literally anything: roots, insects, garbage, feces, dead animals, other pigs, their own young. I'm not exaggerating. This is documented behavior. Pigs have been observed eating the carcasses of diseased animals, rotting meat, and yes, even human waste when given access to it. Now, here's the problem. When a cow or a sheep eats grass that's contaminated with parasites or bacteria, their 4-chamber digestive system has time to process it, break it down, neutralize much of the threat before it reaches the bloodstream and muscle tissue. Pigs don't have that luxury. Their simple digestive system processes food fast, really fast, about 4 hours from a mouth to muscle, and whatever the pig eats, whatever parasites, bacteria, or toxins are in that food, gets absorbed directly into its flesh. The flesh you eat. Now, let me tell you about the parasite that changed medical history. Trichinella spiralis, the spiral worm. When you eat undercooked pork containing trichinella larvae, those larvae travel to your intestines. They mature into adult worms, and those adults produce new larvae, sometimes over 1,000 of them, that burrow through your intestinal wall and enter your bloodstream. From there, they migrate throughout your body, and they have a favorite destination: your muscles. The larvae coil up inside your muscle fibers and form cysts. Your body can't remove them. They just stay there, sometimes for years, sometimes for the rest of your life. And if you eat enough of them, they don't just sit quietly. Trichinosis can cause fever, muscle pain, swelling around the eyes, and in severe cases, myocarditis, inflammation of the heart muscle, and encephalitis, inflammation of the brain. People have died from eating undercooked pork. Now, you might be thinking, but we have regulations now. Modern pork is safe. And yes, the Federal Swine Health Protection Act of 1980 dramatically reduced trichinosis in commercial pork in the United States. Today, most cases come from wild game: boar, bear, walrus, not supermarket pork. But here's what they don't tell you: trichinella isn't the only parasite in pork. It's not even the most common one. Let's talk about Taenia solium, the pork tapeworm. When you ingest tapeworm eggs, usually from undercooked pork or contaminated food, those eggs can hatch inside your body. And the larvae don't just stay in your gut. They can migrate to your brain. It's called neurocystic urcosis. Tapeworm cysts in your brain tissue, and it's the leading cause of acquired epilepsy worldwide. The World Health Organization estimates that 50 million people globally suffer from epilepsy caused by these parasites, from pork. Then there's hepatitis E. A study published in the Journal of Infection found that HEV, hepatitis E virus, is endemic in up to 88% of pig herds globally. In Germany, researchers found that people who consumed pork products had a 5.8% HEV infection rate. People who avoided pork for religious or other reasons, 0.4%. That's more than 14 times higher risk from eating pork.